Ladies and gentlemen, we have quite a show planned for you tonight. It's going to be a big one. Welcome. I'm going to give you a chance to all start filtering in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Tonight there will be some use of my letter opener because we have some unboxings to do. When there's enough people in here, I'm going to do some unboxings. And if nobody shows up, well, I'll wait for another time to do unboxings. We don't have to prematurely do content. We can wait for the right time. Sometimes it's best to wait. But maybe I'll grow impatient and decide not to wait after all. What's up, people? A JJ5751. That might be a lower rated tube. One thing we're going to get in tonight, it's not the main thing, but I'm going to talk about tubes. Because I've got an idea on how to categorize about 30 12AX7s that I got. Because if you test them out and then just throw them back into the big bag of tubes you've got, there's no way to keep track of these motherfuckers. You'll have a bad one, you'll throw them into a big bag with all the others. You're not going to know what tube that is anymore. So, what I'm going to do is I've got a piece of cardboard, or I've got a piece of styrofoam like this. And I'm going to take about 30 12AX7s, put them into V1 of an amp, listen to it, and then stick them like this. Take the tube, and I'm going to stick it into the styrofoam, and underneath it write a message to myself so I'm aware of the qualities of the tube. If it's low output, I'll do low output, high output, high output. If there's no sound, instead of putting it back with all the others, I'm just going to throw it in the trash can. That's the only way I can see how to quantify and arrange and organize a lot of 12AX7s. What do you guys think about that idea? Anybody in the chat? Anybody have experience trying to figure out which 12AX7s are good and which 12AX7s are bad? I got like 30 here, different brands. Some don't even work. Now, there's probably only 2 in there that don't work, maybe 3, maybe 1. But yeah, something in there doesn't work. I remember that. Maybe it just doesn't work with this one certain circuit that I'm thinking of, this Princeton, where if you overload the phase inverter, the V3B or the V4 12AX7, the fourth 12AX7, it just kind of shuts down. If you put a regular lower output tube in there, it gives you blocking distortion. If you put a high output Muller 12AX7 in there, there's no sound. So maybe I won't just start throwing away 12AX7s because they don't seem to work. I've got to try them in a couple different amps and take notes and slowly go about figuring it out. So I got a lot of boxes. Over here I'm building all my 12AX7 boxes. These are all empty boxes right now, and I'm not gonna use them quite yet. What's a 12AX7R? Huh. That's a Groove Tube 12AX7R. Never heard of it. So, yeah, I'm thinking about this organizational aspect of all these 12AX7s because I got too many of them and they're hard to keep track of. Some of them haven't been opened. I don't think I'm opening about 4 new ones right now. 12AX7B, China. What's in here? Electro Harmonics 12AX7 EH. Okay, so got those boxes. Here's 4 more Muller boxes. So I've got about I don't know, 25 or 30 boxes over here, empty boxes. And then I have just as many Here we go, 100 UF, 350 volt cap. Interesting. Maybe I'll send that to Andy. I thought there was something interesting down here, but they are 5AR4 rectifier tubes. They were not 6V6s. Some 6V6s I could have used. Rectifier tubes, not so much right now, because all the amps that I've got are using solid state rectifiers. That Princeton that Andy worked on, it now has a solid state rectifier. He took out that rectifier tube and put diodes in. So here's my big bag of 12AX7s. Let me get the EL84s out. Let me see, what's this? It's got to be an 84. Yep, Electro Harmonix EL84. Let me find. Here's another EL84. And then the rest of these are 12AX7. Well, let me look underneath this cloth. Oop, found some 84s. 2-1, oh, here's a Sovtek. Here's a PS Vane. Here's a JJ. These 84s, I've had a handful of amps with EL84s that label themselves of either 15 or 20 watt amps. I've never gotten the sort of punch that you get from 6V6 or EL34. Little tubes, little tone. These guys just don't do it for me. I do not like EL84 amps. I think mattress amps, Bad Cat amps, Vox amps. Try to play some David Gilmour punchy lead, clean lead tones on EL34 amps. Good luck. It's not going to happen. You don't have the balls to hang on those notes. You can get sustain because they do get dirty, but it doesn't have the bigness, and it doesn't push air. It doesn't do it for me. Now I've got all those 12AX7s on the ground. I'm going to put them back in a bag here in a moment. Oh, here's another JJ 5751. I think these 5751s here, despite being JJ, might be a lower rated tube, like a 12AX or a 12 or AX, AT7 or AU7. So I'm going to put these 5751s aside because I might want to try those on the reverb or the phase inverter slot in that Princeton before I put that Princeton in a box and send it back to its creator, because that Princeton ain't working out, gentlemen. Unfortunately, that Princeton ain't working out. And it is what it is. I have no hard feelings, and I have lost no respect for its creator. It's just something that happens with tube amps and shipping overseas and just tubes to begin with. Okay. I like how the UK designates these guys, calling them valves. This word tubes, nah, that ain't cool. We should stop using that word. We should stop calling them tubes. It's very important not to just repeat what you've heard other people say. And if you have an issue with a word, create your own language. If some people, ooh, here's an AT7, yay, another low output. If people, Mullard, all right, Mullard. Yeah, if people are saying tubes, and then there's a whole other group of people that are saying valves, and to you, saying tubes sounds dumb, and you'd rather say valves, well, why don't you say valves? Just because everybody else is saying tubes doesn't mean you have to say tubes. Tubes sounds stupid. I am going to say valves from now on. The only instance I can think of where the word tube is kind of cool is when a surfer dude will say, totally tubular, man. Besides that, forget about it. Tubes? That is stupid. Never say that word again, please. Got some more Electro Harmonix 12AX7s, Ruby 12AX7 labeled with high gain codes. I must have bought those for some high gain amp I had. It's been a while. 12AX7B, China. 12AX7A, Ruby. Old RCA, 12AX7. Mullard 12AX7. Mullard 12AX7. Ruby 12AX7. I'm putting the Mullards in boxes because I just bought all of them. I want to keep them segregated. Oh, Indwoke Insanity, what's up, my man? Yeah, this is an interactive show. So if you type in the comments section, I will interact with you. Right now, what I'm doing is trying to bring some organization and structure to a big old mess of preamp tubes that I've got here. All right, two more Electro Harmonix 12AX7s. Whatevs. They're not that good, but they work. Well, so here's what I've got in this bag. I got some EL84s, I've got some rectifier tubes, some 5AR4s, and I've got a pair of 6V6 groove tubes. Here's about 25 12AX type tubes, and then on top of those, I'm going to put mostly empty boxes, but some full boxes of other 12AX tubes. Hey, what's this one? Indwoke Insanity, what's up, my homie? You gotta talk to me, man. The show is about interacting. But if you're not a guitar player, it's kind of hard to interact about stuff like this. But that's okay. All right. You speak Korean too? No, man. I'm not smart enough. Okay, then on top of all of this bag, now I'll put the big boys. Let's see. Here is a Ruby 6L6 GC MSTR. I don't like 6L6s. I'd be willing to send this to somebody. Here's more 6L6, I believe. No, here's JJ EL34 Apex rated with an Apex badge on the bottom. I don't speak Korean, man. But it's not out of disrespect. It's just I'm phobic of foreign languages. Another JJ Apex rated EL34. That's right. I do have. You guys got Mesengers? Holler at me. You guys got Mesengers? Holler at me. I'll send you some tubes. I don't want those 6L6s, man. Oh, here's the other EH6L6. So that was a for those. What's this final one? This might be a rectifier tube. Yeah, 5U4GBEH. That's a rectifier tube. Hey, anybody want rectifier tubes and 6L6s? I wonder if Sneaky Luke would be interested in these. Sneaky Luke, he likes rectifier tubes and he likes 6L6s. Maybe I could work out a deal with Sneaky Luke, also known as ATEC, at ATEC 9020. Welcome back, my friend. Well, I've got some unboxing for you, Woke. I've got two products to unbox for you. I will hang out for a few more minutes to see if more people come in. And if not, we will start unboxing. And if more people come in, we'll also start unboxing. I understand that it is the crack of dawn in the U.S. One 10 a.m. Okay. So you're in California? You're on the West Coast? Oh, okay, Idaho. Yep. You got any feelings about the Idaho 4 killings? I happen to be an Idaho 4 conspiracy theorist, and I got some mixed feelings about the whole thing. Of course, with any complex conspiracy, to conjecture about what really happened leads you to make unsubstantiated claims that people will criticize. But looking at the whole thing doesn't add up. I'm not buying it. There's more to that story. That's what I can tell you. There's a lot more to that story than meets the eye. Well, let's take a brief intermission. I'll take a whiz, and then we can start unboxing. Stay with us. I'm going to take a whiz. We got 2 products to unbox and reveal. Yeah, the Idaho 4 blamed on one autistic, kind of non-threatening type dude who supposedly walked into a house and within 5 minutes killed 3 women and 1 man with a knife by himself in the darkness. And then the 2 remaining survivors in the house texted and called each other and other people all night long, and about, there's someone in the house. Oh my God, did you just hear that? All this stuff. And then the next day at noon, decided to call the because their roommates they're not responsive. When we're calling to them, they're not responsive. People got cut up in this house. This is a bloody crime scene. And you're calling crying, saying, I'm knocking on the door and they're not answering. The whole thing stinks, man. Yeah, there's more to the story than meets the eye. Okay, I will be back in 2 minutes, and we will begin unboxing. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Boy, do I have a show in store for you. All right, so let's get down to it. I've had this in the corner of the room. This is a multi-guitar stand that's holding on by a shoestring, and I have taped some bubble wrap down here to replace some like soft rubber material that was there for the body of the guitar to rest here and the neck to rest here. But this thing, man, it creaks and it's holding on, you know, and it really is, at the end of the day, throwaway material. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to throw it away. It's missing one of its feet. This side has a foot there, the pad. This side doesn't. This has served me for over 10 years. Not well, but it has served me. So it is time for change. And that's right, it's time for an upgrade. And this company, like I brought up earlier, I'm very happy with them. This company, as you can see, is Hercules, which is fitting because I'm playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey at this time. I'm loving that lifestyle, that ancient Greek lifestyle. So here is a new Hercules 3-guitar rack. Let's see if it got bent up in shipping or anything. This is from Sweetwater. And the box is kind of screwed up there, but I doubt there's anything wrong with this bad boy. So check this out. You got to get letter openers, little razor blade guys. You got to do it. This is something that I've become accustomed to out here in Korea, because little things like this that are $4, $6 in the States, all these little things that add up are like 75 cents here. Or a pack of them, like a 5-pack of them for $1.50. A lot of little tips and tricks I've learned out here. Okay, here's the Hercules stand. Whoa. We're in business. So there was no assembly required. Whoa. These suckers up here for the necks got a lot of resistance. They feel good, and you can spread them out as you see fit. No assembly required. Let's see how easy it is to pop it. Oh, you don't have to push any buttons to pop it back. That's it. Super solid. Oh, yeah. I'm loving this. I'm loving this. Now, one thing that's tough with this type of thing is the Explorer body shape. Can it do the Explorer? Well, it can do it as well as any other guitar stand does. This ain't going anywhere. But this one's super solid. Like if you have a regular Les Paul SG strap telly, super solid. The Explorer, but it's also not going anywhere. It's fine. Okay, so if you put the Explorer all the way to its strap nut, then it gets a little bit more secure. It's not going to slide out of here. Well, another win for the Hercules company, ladies and gentlemen. Let me bring the camera around and show you a little clearer.